Hey everybody, it's Margaret and welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. In today's video, we're going to be talking about three in particular things that you need to really be careful of when you're a new seller. And there are things to be aware of when you are a more experienced seller too. If you're new here, hello, my name is Margaret and I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mom that helps support my family by flipping things on eBay and Etsy that I find at garage sales and thrift stores and places like that. And so I swear I did this before we got started so I could make sure I was ready to talk. But here we go. Pardon me, you guys. Okay. So I have a list here of three things that I still sometimes find myself doing, even though I'm not a new seller. But the reason I think they're particularly important for new sellers is that especially if you were like me when I first started selling, I didn't have any capital built up in my business. So now if I make mistakes or errors, I have a little bit of wiggle room because I've got some things that I've made profits on. And so when I first started, I don't know, it's been a while since I've told my origin story, but I started out with $35 and I would go to garage sales and buy things and then I would resell them. And then each time I would just refill my little coin purse for garage sales with $35, make sure I was at that point. Everything beyond that was a profit. So I was really, really careful when I first started out that I made sure to take care of it that way. But not everybody does that, and it's easy to get excited. So all of these are things that I did and things that sometimes I still do. So I wanted to share those with you. And if you're here live, say hello in the chat. And if you're watching later, say hello in the comment section and leave your number one tip for whether you're a brand new seller and you're like, wow, I wish somebody had told me to watch out for this or to do this or not do this. Leave that because we can all learn from each other. And if you're an experienced seller, let us know one tip you've got for new sellers or other sellers that maybe something you did or something that you see other sellers kind of stumbling with. All right. First one is something that I just did. And I'm like kicking myself because I got this. And you know what? Maybe there's a way out of this, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if I should list it anyway. But the first thing is to check items for damage when you are buying them, especially when you're first starting out and you have a limited amount of money for your startup, for your business, basically. I bought this really cool backpack, and it's a Fortnite one. It was in with the backpacks, and I think it was sold by not Party City. Maybe it was Party City, but it was like a costume piece, really. And I was super excited about it because it was in really good condition. But I went to start taking pictures of it today, and I noticed that this piece right here, this other piece of strap for this part of the backpack isn't there. And I didn't check it carefully enough. And I spent $12 on this because it was going to be like an $80 sale, probably. So I'm really kicking myself for spending that money. And it doesn't have that strap. And I just keep thinking, gosh, is there some way I can fix it? Should I try to list it anyway with the damage? But people don't always read the description, and then it's good. They'll get it, and I'm thinking down the line, of course. So maybe one of you guys will have a tip for me for how I can fix this and repair this sale that was going to be a good one, but now is maybe not. I was so upset. I grabbed it and I went and put it in my redonate pile. And then you know what? No, I'm going to come and tell everybody what I did and the mistake I made because we got to learn from each other. So that's my number one, is to check items for damage. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten something home and realized that there's a strap missing, or there's a big chip in it that I missed if it was something that was a ceramic piece, or there's a big tear in the back of this jacket that I bought, or and I totally just missed it. So taking the time, especially if it's a higher ticket upfront purchase price item, like $12 for me is big. Like when I got that Girl Scout mug from the bins, it really wasn't going to hurt me because I was spending $2 on that anyway. But, just keeping an eye on that. So there's that. Mary says it's an easy fix. Is it? I mean, I guess I could this is what I need. Like I need Yeah, I think I could probably, do they sell that at Joann's? And then I guess I could go, and I have a sewing machine. I know how to sew. It's not that. It's got a little tear there, so I could just poke it back through, stick it, turn it inside out. I would just have to go and find that bit. Wouldn't it be awesome? Watch me unzip it, and that piece is inside, and I never noticed. No, it's not. That would be a dream come true, wouldn't it? But no, it's not in there. So yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, they sell it there at Joann's. Okay. I'm going to keep you posted. I'm really bad about fixing things though. I know myself, and especially in the jewelry community, a lot of people say, "Oh, that's an easy fix, just get another this and glue it in there." But I know it, like personally, I know myself, and I have so much to list anyway that it's so hard for me to say, I'm going to go. But if I think about it, like that's probably going to be an $80 sale. Oh my gosh, Mary, that's such a good idea. See, I know I love you. I knew why I came on here. She says, go to the bins and get another backpack for 59 cents a pound. And look what I've got right here. Because when I'm at the bins, I always grab bags to put my stuff in when I'm checking out. I swear we didn't plan this, did we? And here's another backpack that I got just because. Now this strap is not the same strap, but I guess I could go check the bins and see if I find one that's a little more sturdy than this. But worst case scenario, I could use this and just put in the listing, was repaired with this strap or whatever. Oh my gosh, you guys are so smart. I love you. Okay, you get the win. Mary and Brian Wagner's LLC Trucking gets the big win today. Thank you very much. I have a feeling Santa's going to have something very nice for you under the Christmas tree if you celebrate Christmas. If not, thank you. Okay. Number 2, the second big mistake that I made, and I've talked about this a lot, has to do with shipping. When I first started selling, I ate it so hard, so often on shipping and not taking care of making sure that I had adequately weighed and that I hadn't weighed and made sure that I had the right box and the right size. And so frequently I was short on the shipping, and it just had to come out of the profit of the item I sold, which was really a hard pill to swallow. But I did it so many times and I learned from it. So that's definitely something that, especially now, I've gotten better at it, especially with things that I sell a lot of, like jewelry, or there are certain things, I'm trying to think, like when I sell things in a 6x4, like a mug, right? I know I charge $8 for mug shipping because it's going to go in a padded flat rate. And if it doesn't, it's going to go in 8x8x8 box or an 8x6x4. And it's going to cost about $8 unless it's a super heavy, like Stein or something, then it's going to cost a little more. But, just make sure you've got the box, or at least you have in mind, like where you're going to get the box, how you're going to get the box, if it's a larger item. And then, weigh it, measure out, go to the USPS website and it'll give you the opportunity to calculate, put in your address, your zip code, and then find the farthest zip code from you in the United States and plug that one in. And then that will give you the furthest distance that the post office is going to have to ship it. If you put the next town over's, zip code, it's not going to do you much good. Okay. You guys have good ideas. Oh my gosh. Thrifting for Profit says, just replace both of them so they match. That's an easy fix. Totally. Vulture Dumpster, where does one get boxes of ship games? Like board games? Because the post office used to have in their, it used to be a medium flat rate versus a large flat rate. And it was a board game box. And it was one of the flat rate ones. And it was shaped perfectly. Do they not make that one anymore? But you can order those free from the post office, if you're in the US, that is. Yeah. So I don't know if they still have that one. They do still have the priority game box. Because it used to be one of the flat rate ones? I'm not sure. I get them mixed up and they change things. So it's been a while. Okay, good. Yay. So, okay, I'm going to come back because you know what? I am going to still stay in the chat because we're talking about shipping and you guys have good shipping ideas. So I want to definitely hit those and then I'll share my next one. Okay, shipping. Yes. Still have issues with shipping getting a bit better. Yeah, you get better, but I mean, still, I still have days where I'm like, oh, I can't believe I messed up on that shipping. Darn it. Do you have a basic store? Get free. Oh yeah. And then if you have the eBay, a certain store levels, then you can get free shipping supplies. I say free, you're paying for it with your fees and all of this stuff, but you get shipping supplies for that as well. And I have people ask me, when do I know to get a store level? And I would say if you get to the point where you're outstripping your free listings. So I think of the medium store level, because on the basic, you got so many free listings, so many listings that weren't going to be charged more. And once I got to that point, with my listing amount, my numbers, I can't remember if it is 125 or 200, whatever it is. Once I had like 202 items, then I'm starting to have to pay extra, and it was not worth it. So then I bumped up to the next level. So that's what I did. Okay. Walmart boxes are great, and they weigh the least. Go to Ulta for my bubble wrap. It's free, and they have that heavy duty. That's awesome, Mary. I don't know if I'm talking to Mary or Brian, but do you go in and ask for the bubble wrap at Ulta, or do you get it from their dumpster? Because I'm good either way. I'll go either way. Because yeah, bubble wrap it's why is it so expensive? We got to find a better source for bubble wrap. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, shipping from Canada is expensive. Yeah. Okay, so number 3, and then I have a bonus one at the end too. I wrote on here. So my third one, and this is the one that I still have trouble with, but as a new seller, I would get so excited going out and buying stuff. And so number 3 is going and buying things like crazy, because you're really excited about becoming a reseller. You're really excited about finding things to flip. And then it's really super easy to go out and then spend money that either you don't have, or the profits that you're just starting to make, and not taking the time to continue to build that steam up with your business and continue to put that money back in and get more, capital for your business. But just to go out and start spending on things, because you think, oh, I'm not spending that much. It's like $30 out garage sailing. I'm going to go to the bins. I'm going to just spend like 30 or 40 bucks. But I mean, I know that we're trying to steer away from calling them death piles and call them money piles or whatever, but piles of things that aren't listed. I personally still have quite a lot that's not listed. And if I could probably go a year without buying anything else and still have stuff to list. So, slowing your roll and not buying so much and listing. I know that's the fun part, and I still do it. I will eat my words. But another point I wanted to make with that is, let's say you're watching a video and it's, here, I'll use my example for me. Back when Steve Rakin used to do suits a lot, and I saw him selling suits, and I was like, oh, he's making so much money selling suits. I'm going to go look for suits. And so I did, and I was looking them up, and I thought I was doing doing what I needed to do. I bought all of these suits. One, they're a little more expensive to buy, where I was getting them, I think Salvation Army at the time, back when I was in Houston. And then I come bring them home, and then all the stuff you have to do to get them listed. It was a lot of work, first of all, for those. And then they some of them just sit there. And then I learned really quickly, I don't like selling suits, And then same thing with mugs, really, I've heard a lot of people saying that they've gone out because people are saying how much money they're making selling mugs, and they'll just go buy all the mugs and not like take the time to see like which ones are worth selling, which ones are going to be, high commodity ones. So, I mean, I've got mug videos where you see me go through the whole store and look through all of the mugs, and then I walk out with maybe one or maybe none because of the price, return on investment. And then there's just so much to take into consideration. Definitely sourcing is the fun part. So that's my third one is if you're really gonna go out and buy more stuff, just take, go with what too. Like, just really take your time, make sure that it's something you're gonna make a profit on, and you know, just don't buy like crazy. It's easy for me to say that, right? Because I was super proud of myself today. I stayed home. I wanted to go thrifting. One of my kids is kind of sick, so it worked out. So I just have been over here taking lots of pictures of things so that I can list. But I might go out tomorrow. Anyway, okay, and my bonus big one that I think a lot of sellers need to hear is make sure you're keeping track of stuff for taxes, because, and that's another question that gets asked by a lot of sellers that are new around tax time or other times. Like, how the question you hear is, how much money do I have to make before I have to report it on my taxes? And again, I'm not a CPA. You need to get somebody that's a professional, but if you make a dime, you make a penny, you have to report it. That's, they're going to come get you. If you're making a profit, they want their cut. So they definitely, I mean, I think there's some other things about it, but it's something that you need to keep track of just in case they want to come back and say, hey, you've been making money all these years. Why aren't you reporting these profits? So keep track of what you're buying, keep track of what you're spending. And, like this, if I have to take it back, then that's a loss. So keep track of these things. And get somebody that is a professional that can help you, because I have somebody that helps me with my taxes. Thank goodness. And I use GoDaddy. This is not a promotion for GoDaddy. Before I did that, I had my own spreadsheet that I did on Google Docs. But I started using GoDaddy bookkeeping when I started making money. And then I have, I can print out reports or whatever. So my CPA will say, I need you to print out the report that shows this, this, and this. Okay. And I go do it. And I just say, here it is. And then she helps me with all the rest. Thank goodness. Okay. So yeah, keep an eye on that, because you don't want to get in trouble later. I'd hate to see you struggle with the tax man. Let's see, Mary and Brian say, anything under $1,500 a year, you don't have to claim. I open a separate account in my bank. Full breakdown of my account for your online shop. Okay. I was told something different, but I don't know. That's why I say, go ask the other people's, your tax people's, because you could be right and I could be wrong. And my CPA could just be telling me that to be like very overly cautious. So yeah. Okay. And I think also and this is your accountant. Oh, and it's per state. Okay. So maybe it's the state thing too. Also, I think, Etsy and eBay, they won't send you with whatever the form is. I can't think of what the tax form, what number it is. They all have different numbers, but you have to have made a certain amount on their site for them to send you like the tax form to send in or whatever. So yeah, that may be 1099. Thank you. This is why I need professional help with this stuff, right? Look at y'all. So I have to have somebody help me with it, because I won't remember, or I won't do it right. I just know I won't. So that's why they pay them the monies to do it. All right. I hope you guys, Bluegrass says 600 or under is considered a garage sale in Missouri. Okay. See, it is different in every state. Okay. And again, my CPA may just be really overly cautious just to make sure that, and I would prefer that, honestly, because I would hate to be like, oh, oops, here they come. They want your money. I already spent it. I had to go buy a million mugs to resell. So yeah, anyway. Okay, leave a comment if you're watching now or you're watching later. Leave a comment for new sellers or for, more experienced sellers for your top, don't do this, or a big mistake, either that you made or that you can say that you would not want others to make. How often can you have a garage sale? Kathy, it depends on where you are. My old neighborhood, when I lived in Friendswood, we could have one whenever we want. We didn't even have to file to get a permit. We could just put one up whenever. Some areas you have to go get a permit. In the neighborhood I am in now, you can't have one as an individual. You can only have it on, I think there's 1 or 2 days a year that they have a city community sale. How do I keep up with gas mileage? I just kind of write it down when I'm out and about. And then on GoDaddy, is it GoDaddy? Yeah, on GoDaddy, there's a place where I can enter in my mileage, and they calculate all that for me. So in your area, it's 3 a year. It just, it totally depends. Kimberly says, please take pride in packing your items to ship. Don't just throw in a box with newspaper and plastic HEB bags. Hey, can I say yes to that? So yeah, even if you're a new seller, take the time to make your items look good, because especially as a new seller, you're trying to build up a good rapport. You're trying to build up good feedback. And the last thing you need is to be a new seller and to have bad feedback. Because then if somebody sees your items and they're thinking, oh, I'd really like to get that, let me go check their feedback. Oh, they got really bad feedback. I don't know. It's a new seller and bad feedback. That's like a double whammy. So I would do what you could to make it look good. Yeah. So, I mean, and it's not that tough to do. I mean, frequently I'll see tissue paper. I mean, we have a local neighborhood like buy nothing site, and somebody was giving away free tissue paper on that site. And I was like, well, I'm trying not to take everything. So I didn't get it. I didn't ask for it anyway. Mary and Brian say, have an account set up specifically for your shop and use only your credit card from the BVB, the bank account that keeps the paper trail. Oh yeah. Because my bank, that's how mine does it too, where GoDaddy will pull from, I have a bank account set up at my bank, and then I have my PayPal. So my PayPal links to that particular, my business account at the bank. So it's either from my bank account from the bank or my PayPal. Usually I go through PayPal and use my PayPal card. Yeah. Florida is 3 times a year. Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, leave a comment later in the comment section about your tips. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm glad I got to come on and talk to y'all live. And it always makes me happy. And now I can go. You guys gave me amazing tips to fix this backpack. And now I'm really happy about it, because I was super excited to start listing it and then bummed that I missed it. All right. I'm going to go look for another backpack now. I am. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for coming. Bye. I'm ending. And there goes.